All right. How are you doing, everyone? This is my game against on the FIDE Chess platform against the player Licht A, and I'm just doing this as a test to see how well this video goes. So it was a Scotch it was an Italian game. Started with E4 and E5, and I played this in response, and he went this way. This was the classic. Standard knight out. Came up with my bishop, and he came up with this knight f6. And I played the e d3 move, which is a classic Italian. All right, so we went on, and he challenged my center, which I took. He took back with the knight. So we now have this setup, and I'm looking at the activity of my pieces, and I want to put pressure on the center. So I came up with my queen to e2, and we kept going like this. He came up with the queen to e d6. I well, I went on to increase my activity, so I castled, and then he came to pin my knight. All right, so I looked at it that I had the choice of either driving the knight or increasing my activity. So I went on with my rook, came here to put pressure on the center. He went on to bring the bishop out to block the threat, and I went on to seeing that this knight fork on d4 was coming, I prevented that by playing this. I dropped the bishop back. He went back, and I went on to play pawn c3, just keeping the knight away from my center. All right, so I think at this point he castled long, and we had this position where I wanted to finish my development, but I could see that there wasn't a clear way to continue developing. I didn't want to bring my bishop to d6 and to e6, e3 and block my center. So I went on to expand on the queen side. So I played this. He came here. I don't know why he did that, but that was well. I happily took that knight. He took back, and I saw that this bishop was defended by two pieces. So I attacked one of the pieces on this square, the knight here, and the knight went on to he took my knight, hoping I would take with the queen, but I took back with the pawn. Now the whole idea is I want to maintain that pressure on the e file. So he had a decision to make, and he made a decision to check. Well, I didn't want him to have more activity, so I moved off my queen. Now he has to make a decision on his knight on his bishop as well. What did he do? He came here to challenge my bishop, which is defended. So I grabbed the bishop, and he grabbed my bishop. I grabbed the knight, and I had the choice of coming to challenge my queen on the e file, but instead he uh, attacked me on the seventh round. So I went back with my queen, but I challenged his queen, which was on my territory. I didn't want him looking at my territory. So what did he do? He took his queen away, and I wanted to complete my development. I brought up my knight, and now I've just completed my development, and I'm trying to coordinate my pieces. So he came here with the queen, attacking, threatening f2. I defended, and he went on to come up with rook. Now the rook is trying to come to h6, and I saw that, and I wanted to get my queen to defend my king side. So I came with the check. The king had to move, and now I chose to double my rook because it made threat. So I came with my rook here, and he vented by playing b6. Okay, so on venting, I had a choice of I had to limit the queen away from my area, so I had to play the move. Oh yeah, I came with my knight because my knight much better position because currently it's not adding any value to the game. So that was my least developed piece. When you bring it closer to the center, that's the principle of maximum the maximum activity. Get your least developed piece out. All right, and he came to challenge my queen. It was a good time to get his queen out. His queen went back, and I wanted to bring my knight forward. That was the least developed piece. I brought my knight to d4, and he came up with another threat, just keeping that rook where he was, threatening my queen again, and I chose to move forward to d7. Now I'm threatening a move like d7, on the e7 and all. So what did he came here to try my queen, and I went with a check, and he took king came up, and now there was a fork. I saw the fork and I went for it. It was knight f5. So what did he do? He had a choice of bring his rook to e6, or I don't think he did. What did he do? He played queen here, and I grabbed in rook. He grabbed with his queen, and I forced an exchange because I wanted to simplify. So I came, even though it was going to cost me a pawn, but I did it. So I came here to force an exchange. So I knew with a rook I had enough to win. So I came with my rook to limit the king, and this is how the game unfolded through to the end. So I'm just going to play the rest of the move quietly and see how it went. He played the pawn to f6, came to stay here where my rook would be uh, left alone, and he went on to start pushing pawns. And I looked at my least developed piece, which was the king. So I had to bring it to the center. So I came up with my king, and he kept pushing pawns, and I came up with my king, bringing it closer to the center. I pushed pawn, I put my king forward, and I brought the pawn to a b5. I defended with king, and he grabbed, I grabbed. And this is how I think this is how he played one more move, that was a5, and I grabbed it, and this is where he left the game, just left the game, and I won on time. So this was a game. I want to see. I'm happy that over time I'm improving on my understanding of positional chess, and I'll be, I'm making a campaign to become an Arena Grandmaster. That's why I will be streaming my rated online FIDE rated games on this platform. So check out Ehidiamen Ikhimiukor on YouTube. Just subscribe, and I would be streaming my games going forward. Thank you very much. It's Ehidiamen signing out. Cheers.